What's up, what's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking Season 6 of DMZ. Now, obviously, Season 6 released today, which means we got patch notes, so that's going to let us know everything we can expect for Season 6, and obviously, they did do some adjustments, which definitely will affect PvP in this new season. Now, we're going to be preparing for the haunting to come in DMZ. The haunting is just a few weeks away on October 17th, which means DMZ will also be plunged into darkness. Everything featured in the haunting for Battle Royale will also be available to be experienced in DMZ, including Operation Nightmare, where you'll have to face down the horrors of the Hellmouth that is opened in Al Mazrah and more. Infill now and get some practice in with your squad because you're going to need it come the haunting on October 17th. Now, the adjustments are as follows, and this does heavily impact PvP. Assimilation now allows a maximum of 4 players per team, so no more 6-man death squads, no more pre-made 6-mans, and no more 6-mans altogether. You can now only go in with your 3-man squad that you go in with, obviously, initially, and if you guys are a 3-man, you would only be able to assimilate with one other. I'm assuming, obviously, if you go in solo, you guys could pick up an entire 3-man squad, creating that 4-man as well. But I think this nerf is huge for the game mode in general, has become pretty much a PvP zone. Obviously, the 6-man squads or people forming 6-mans doesn't help, and this not only nerfs 6-mans across the board, but it does also nerf the biggest problem with 6-mans, which are the pre-made. So I think this is a W. Let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about this assimilation change. Players can now also use their own dog tags to barter in DMZ. I think this is crucial, especially the Damascus dog tag, which is extremely hard to get. You guys can pretty much now just generate your own 10 streak, farm your own Damascus dog tag, then use that to complete your passives, or obviously go for that serpentine camo. This can also be useful for the mission that does require the bronze dog tag, as now you guys will be able to generate those pretty easily, making it significantly easier to actually knock out that mission. Hostages can no longer be dropped on dirt bikes. I didn't actually know this was an issue or a thing that was possible, but you can no longer do that. Hostages can now be extracted in drivable exfil choppers. I think this is a nice change, although kind of should have been implemented originally. It does make sense that you can now take the hostage, put it in the back of the heavy chopper, and then obviously exfil with it successfully, completing the contract and obviously an exfil at the same time. Reduce the frequency of kill streaks found in loot. Now, I think this is extremely helpful because now no longer will people just be coming across them super easy. I think kill streaks kind of are an issue with DMZ, as there are just way too many of them. UAVs are really useful, but you can find them all around the map and purchase them. Advanced UAVs are also purchasable. I just think there is way too many streaks going on in any given match. I think this might help reduce that just a little bit, and there are other changes that we're going to get into that will impact us as well. Surviving a hunt squad contract now grants a UAV immediately to the hunted squad. I think this is a great change. Those that are being hunted now have a reason to survive and also get a benefit for surviving. Originally, the only benefit for surviving was that you got to continue your run or you didn't have to deal with the PvP. Now, at least if the team actually pushes towards you, if they aren't able to eliminate you in the time frame, you do get a UAV, giving away the enemy position, making it a little bit more risky for those teams choosing to hunt down squads. Now we have the adjustments to the buy station prices in DMZ. Now this is where things get a little interesting, and I think this is where they've tried to nerf PvP a bit, as it is going to be a little bit more difficult to come across the amount of money that you need in order to make these purchases. Munitions boxes went from 1,000 to 5,000, gas masks went from 2,000 to 3,500, the medium backpack went from 5,000 to 6,500, large backpack went from 30,000 to 50,000, almost doubling in price. 3-plate carriers went from 35,000 to 65,000, and that's a significant increase. The JLTV airdrops went from 18K all the way up to 75,000, so getting those turret vehicles are going to be a little bit harder. UAVs went from 12,000 to 100,000. Advanced UAVs went from 12,000 to 200,000. Precision airstrikes went from 12,000 to 30,000. Cluster strikes from 12,000 to 30,000, and the revive pistol went from 7,500 to 10,000. Across the board, I think these changes to the buy station are pretty good. I think making things a little bit more expensive makes the money a little bit more valuable and also makes some of these items a little bit less frequent. You're not going to be running to constant UAVs because they cost more money. I think that's a good thing. Same thing if there's less advanced UAVs because they cost more money. I think that's a good thing. Across the board, it seems like a lot of the changes they're making here in Season 6 are kind of to try to balance out the PvP and make the game a little bit more fun. And before we wrap things up, we do have the bug fixes. They fixed an issue that could cause the player to not receive event credit for running over enemies in the LTV, fixed an issue causing incorrect crown faction unlock requirements, fixed an issue that showed unobtainable notes in the notes menu, fixed an issue that allowed players to set a custom weapon to contraband in certain situations, fixed an issue where hostile helicopters chasing the train could spawn without enemies in rare circumstance, fixed a number of faction mission descriptions, fixed an issue where a signal intelligence contract would target phones and lock spaces, fixed an issue where pinging hostages would activate incorrect voice lines, fixed an issue where some phalanx missions were not properly allowing players to progress other squad mates' missions, fixed an issue that sometimes allowed players to carry a primary weapon while holding a hostage, and also fixed a number of inconsistent buy station prices. Now that's going to wrap things up for Season 6 patch notes for DMZ. Hopefully when October 17th comes, the haunting event is killer and we have a ton of fun. Now that's going to wrap things up for today's video. Thank you guys for all supporting today's video, all supporting the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.